Frogs. Frogs' keynote is transformation through water and sound. The frog is our most recognizable amphibian. Though often confused with toads, there is a distinct difference. Frogs are associated with the element of water, while toads are always found on dry land. Frogs have a smooth surface and toads have a bumpy one. Toads also have glands, or parotoids, on the sides of the head, which make a thick mucus that is quite poisonous. Frogs do not. Frogs have an ancient mythology about them. Being amphibians with links to the water and the land, they are often associated with the magic of both elements. This also links them to the lore of the Fae, or fairies, and elves. Many shamanic societies, especially North and South American, link the frog with the rain and control of the weather, because angels don't play that harp. The frog's voice is said to call forth the rains. Because of its connection to water, it is also linked to lunar energies. The moon moves the tides of waters upon the planet, and those goddesses associated with the moon, sisters of the moon. The frog was an animal attributed to the Egyptian goddess Hetit, who assisted Isis in her ritual for resurrecting Osiris. Frogs have been known to be heralds of abundance and fertility, especially since in their polywog stage, they resemble the male spermatozoa. This is also due to the fact that after rains, a greater number of frogs come up to dry land and feed on insects and worms who have come out of the rain-soaked land, which is why they're beneficial to gardens. So I try to keep a little water around. I live in a desert, arid environment, and I like to leave little bowls of water for the frogs, tree frogs, so they don't turn into French fried frogs. And they eat the insects in my gardens. It's a natural control measure. Keep the frogs around. They're important. And wolves create ecosystem for frogs, but that's entirely a different shandangle. And I could probably go on and on and on about the wolves and da. But this is about frogs and the medicine behind them. So the male's spermatozoa is also due to the fact that after the rains, the greater number of frogs that come up to dry land and feed on insects and worms who have come out of the rain-soaked land. It is also associated with fertility, for rain makes things grow. Even as adults, frogs remain semi-aquatic. They live in damp areas. They need water, and all that is associated with it symbolically or otherwise. If frog has hopped into your life, you may need to get in touch with the water element. It may reflect that there are new rains coming, or that you need to call some new rains forth. Come on, everybody, call the rain with me, yeah? Let's call in the rains. Because angels don't play that harp. Maybe the old waters are becoming dirty and stagnant, per se. Frog can teach you how to clean them up. Frog can teach purification. Emotions are often associated with water. Individuals with frog totems are very sensitive to the emotional states of others and seem to know instinctively how to act and what to say. They know how to be sincerely sympathetic. And frog holds the knowledge of weather and how to control it. Frog medicine can bring rains for every purpose, to cleanse, to heal, to help things grow, to flood, which is very important sometimes, or to stir. Its energies can be used to bring light showers or downpours for most any purpose. The call of the frog is the call of the waters. The spring and summer are the times when frog's voice is strongest. There are its power times, indeed. Its call serves a variety of functions. It calls mates to it. It also serves as a release call for non-receptive females. Who knew? It defines its territory and warns of predators. Kind of like the beaver tail slap in the water. Interesting. Everything has a defense mechanism. The frog is a totem of metamorphosis, and it is a symbol of coming into one's own creative power. It changes from an egg to a pollywog to a frog. Even after it becomes a frog, it lives close to and spends much time in the water. It always has contact with the creative force out of which it came. Like the womb is water, we identify quite a bit with frogs, even if we don't see it. Usually, frog people have strong ties to their own mothers. There we go. Womb, womb. This connection to the water should also serve as a reminder to those with this totem. Are you becoming too mundane? Ask yourself. Are you becoming mired in the mud of your day-to-day life? Are you needing to dive into some fresh, creative water? Are those around you? Are you feeling waterlogged, becoming bogged down, or drowning in emotions? Frogs are tuned keenly to sound. Over each ear canal is a round membrane, a tympanic organ, which enables them to recognize and respond to certain sounds and their locations. Kind of like echolocation in the water with whales. Very interesting. Science has known for a long time that water is one of the best conductors of sound. This sensitivity to sound should be developed by frog people. Their taste in music will probably not run mainstream, but they can learn to use their voice to stir the emotions and to call for the rains or change the climatic conditions of their own lives. Frogs, epic. And that would be frog medicine. Out of animals speak the spiritual and magical powers of creatures great and small. Written by Ted Andrews. Highly recommend this book to all. Aho, my friends.